around your soul with no control. You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. When I look behind, it's moving closer every time. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. There's darkness, my old friend. You get me in the end. At the end. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. There's darkness, my old friend. You get me in the end.
Muted, what's going on? What's going on, folks? Busy day here on the THFC Rants channel. Holy cow. This is like our fourth stream in 24 hours. We're getting absolutely crazy on this. I'm not digging this tune. Let's go to the next one. We got Wayne Bonner. How's it going, everyone? How's it going, Wayne? Celery Agent. Up and Awake. JJ Tubb. If you're a first-time viewer of the show, welcome. If you're a recent subscriber, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Love having new faces in the chat. I think you've been on there a couple of times, but it's hard to remember all 600 of you. But I do my best. George, what's going on, my man? 92 flamethrower. Howdy, howdy. Jason Groves. Back in the show today. Howdy, Will. How you doing, mate? I am doing fine, doing fine. We got a friend in the back, but before we bring him on, let's handle the business. The people, this, we do this, we put in all of this work. I mean, between all the people on the channel today, we've probably put in probably a good 8 hours of streaming. And we do that because we love you guys out there in the comment section. And the folks who watch, who like to lurky lurk. We got the patreon.com, THFCRants, Spartan 7 Gaming, Wayne Bonner, Mama Coats, Celery Agent, Mysterious but Knowledgeable AG, Kogumanim, and Tony Gonim. Thank you very much. Aju kamsa. Hamnida. Aju. Says, I'm loving the new camera. Well, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Excuse me if I'm lacking a little bit of energy today. But like I said, been a long night. I can already see in the back end that Cody has placed some things to trigger me later on in the show. He's laughing his face off in the back there. Marcel, if you're ready to come on, go ahead and flash your mute yourself and unmute yourself, and I'll throw you in there. If you're not ready, we'll leave you back there in the back for a second. He's good. All right. This should be a good one. I've already got this going on. You guys already know who's in the back here. Let me kill the music. And
I'm telling you, bro.
And
Cody Mac,
doobie-doo, doobie-doo. What's going on with that?
I'm just eating, lad, so I'm muting myself, as
No, you're good, man. I just wanted to make sure you were ready to go. So before
I'm
I
always ready to go, baby. Always ready
throw
to
you
go.
in there, when you're under the pants or something.
No, I'm just shirtless, and I'm also munching, so,
Shirtless and munching sounds good. How's the gym?
No, it was good. I went new heights. Went new heights today. Yep.
Gotta get that pump.
Did a 130 bench today, so you know what I mean. We're doing good. We're doing good.
Just
Nearly died.
Davies testimonial.
No. You think you're joking, lad? But when I'm getting close, I just think of Eric Dyer's just stupid head face, and I just go like fucking Vegeta, you know what I mean? Just start screaming Dragon Ball Z style. My fucking chest is shaking, my legs are shaking, but my hatred for Dyer, it helps me.
For sure. I've got my Moon Boots hoodie in the mail. It should be here by Thursday. Yeah, be good. Should be good. Good times. Folks in the chat. I'm gonna throw the link up in there while Cody and Marcelo talk about Danny Ings.
Marcelo, is Danny Ings shit?
I don't think he's shit, right? But do I want him at Spurs? Absolutely not.
So there we go. Him and I totally agree. Danny Ings is not shit.
Close.
Like shit is like Benteke or Jensen or like I said, couldn't even hit like a post.
All right. I can see that.
How many goals do you think Danny Ings scored last year, Marcelo?
Then it wasn't last year his best
22,
year. He
yeah.
scored like 22 goals.
22 goals. Yep.
Yeah. No, yeah, Bergwijn scored 15 goals one season, you know.
Not in the Premier League though.
Yeah, not in the Premier League, but Bamford, scored a couple goals. I still wouldn't want him. There is such a
I
thing
take
as a one
Bamford over
season.
Ings, though, to be honest with you.
Really?
No, I don't know about that, lad.
Maybe
No.
just based on health, but
Health and age.
really,
Bamford
Bamford's
is-
not a clinical striker.
Bamford is shit. Let me tell you this. Bamford is, he's having a good season, but I'm telling you, like, he is not that good, lad. He's not that good.
Not good, but I'm just saying, I don't want Danny Ings anywhere near a Spurs shirt. I want him so far away from a Spurs shirt that they have to like social distance on the pitch. Like that's how far away from a Spurs shirt that I want to see Danny Ings. But we also got Eugene in the house, sent home today looking clearer than ever. What's going on, man? You're muted, my friend. Unmute yourself and you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear
Loud
you.
and clear.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, earlier there was my volume was a bit down, so maybe it's adjusted by now.
Yeah,
I'll change the angle of my cameras and sitting position and all that, so looking a bit clearer now.
Okay,
Yeah, you were
Will.
peaking just a little bit, but I got you fixed. You're good. 167 where you're sitting at right now is perfect.
Okay, thank you.
So Bamford has 16 goals this year from a total of 17.47 xG. So he's underperformed his xG by 1.47.
Okay.
Last
I'm not
year,
gonna lie, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to interrupt you there, Cody. I'm not gonna lie, I could give less of a fuck about XG. It's either you scored a goal or you don't.
okay.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but this whole XG thing, like what happened to football, lads? You know what I mean? Like it's either you scored a goal and you won the game, or you don't. I'm sorry. Like XG, press resistant, all this thing. Like football is not this difficult. We don't need to be creating these false stats. It's just like.
What's false about it?
Because it's just like the game about football is whether you score the goals or you don't. It's simple as we're talking about Bamford. He's exceeding not exceeding his xG. Also it's a flawed stat. You don't really know whether a goal should be a goal. You know what I mean? Like football is way too complicated to say, oh, that should have been a goal. That shouldn't have been a goal. That should have been close. It's not that as easy as you think, like XG, also Graham Potter, all of our fans saying, oh, it's XG, it's insane. It's just an excuse for missing goals. It's just an excuse for you scored a goal or you don't. Simple as that's it.
No. Sorry. No. There's a use for advanced statistics. They can be predictive, right? And they can help us give context to whether or not a player is actually as good as we think he is. That's the use that I find for something like XG. Marcel, how old are you?
Listen,
how old are you, man?
I'm 23.
Well,
but guess what?
You must be an old soul, man. You must have been reborn because that is like a 66-year-old man opinion. Right
No. That's not old. It's called just watching. I just watch football, and if a guy is good, right, he's good. I can see it. I don't need XG. I don't need this crap, right? According to XG, Brighton should be on top of the Premier League. You know what I mean? It's a load of horse shit. I'm sorry. We're throwing these new terms, these new football is a simple game, right? You score, you win. You don't score, you lose, right? You pass the ball faster than the opponent, you're going to have the ball. You move without the ball better than your opponent, you're going to overwhelm them. You're going to press them. You're going to tire them. If you're more fitter than your opponent, right, you're going to tire them out and you're going to win the game. You know what I mean? It's about passing the ball, scoring goals, being effective with the ball, doing the fundamentals. Enough of this, press resistant crap, XG. Next year is gonna be, we're gonna look at, the wind, we're gonna look at the grass height and how that affects the game. It's just Liverpool. They won the UCL, right? They won the Champions League final. But look at their XG compared to ours. We should have scored like 5 goals. Did it fucking matter? No. They scored the 2 goals. They took the chances that they had. You know what I mean? So like it's like I'm
They
done.
have their use, Marcelo. They're not the be all end all of football. I'm not saying that we should be playing and you win based on your XG, but using statistics like that can be predictive. It can help you analyze. Do you think that good scouting departments don't use advanced statistics to identify talent? Like our scouting department probably operates under the kind of talk that you're talking about. That's probably part of
and
our
that's
problem.
worked wonders. That's what we use XG, to
No,
get
I'm saying
players.
that they don't. I'm saying that they
Nah.
don't use advanced statistics. They don't use
Like,
an
honestly,
analytical
I
approach.
could care less about XG.
You would
I
care
think
the result of
I think
us
it's
being better, though. There's
it's a
no
low.
major sport in the world that hasn't embraced advanced statistics in analyzing player performances
You can
to
get on
improve the results on the pitch.
Brian. You can get on all you want, but it's either you score this amount of goals this season or you don't, right? Like I don't care about XG. Honestly, it could give less of a fuck about this new XG stats. It's being overblown.
Brian,
it's not that
maybe
important.
here. Let me throw the link in there. I thought I threw it in I must have put it in the wrong group, Brian Ireland. My apologies.
I don't even think XG is that like complicated to understand. It's like, okay, you have like a likelihood of scoring a goal from a certain position. That's it, right? Like,
Yeah, but
let's go back to my
Every
point.
time I have to hear this XG.
Okay,
XG
Marcelo.
stat,
Marcelo,
I'm
do you
sick
think
of it.
who do you think is a more clinical striker, Danny Ings or Patrick Bamford?
Danny Ings.
Okay, so let me
I
finish
don't
my
need
point.
XG to see that. I can see that with my
Wait,
eyes.
But you agree with XG.
wait. How many goals does Danny Ings have this season?
I will tell you, Danny Ings has 12 goals from 8.14 XG. He's outperformed his expected goals by 3.86. Patrick Bamford has 16 goals. Now, he has 9 more appearances from 17.47 XG. He's underperformed his XG by 1.47. So, Marcelo, your point is valid. Statistically, it is valid. Danny Ings is a more clinical striker
I don't need XG
than
to
Patrick
see
Bamford.
that. I can see that with my eyes. Like the thing is, like this whole XG things is, we're using all these stats, and everything. Like just watch the game, analyze it, see it for yourself, and then if you think he's a good player, he's a good player. But I'm just so sick and tired. We're creating all these stats. We're creating all these, mumbo jumbo words like fucking press resistant, and Nobele's the most press resistant player ever. Okay, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean?
A little bit of echo,
Like,
Brian.
the man,
Old man yells at cloud.
Sorry about that.
No,
Front page story. Front page
no,
story.
no,
Old
no,
man
no.
yells
The
at cloud.
the guy can't even do the basics.
I don't understand
looks
data. I'm going to argue about it. Come on, Marcelo.
I understand data. I've done data.
I don't think you do.
Football, I do. I've done data, dude. I've done research.
What do you mean you've done data when you say you've done data?
I've conducted research for psychology, man. I've done surveys. I've had to put them in. Like I've done data.
Marcelo, it's really simple. Sorry if you guys don't mind me just chiming in immediately as you've invited me onto the show. It's really simple.
No problem.
Not a single point of data means that one thing is right or wrong, but an accumulation of data over time with a number of different data points to measure whether something is likely true or not is incredibly valuable. It's not 100% necessarily true, but it is a very good statistic to determine the decisions you make on the pitch, the tactics you decide, and the players you decide to play on the pitch. To ignore that, you'd fail miserably as a manager, as a player, as anybody who plays in a professional league of any kind, whether it's football, American football, hockey, anything. If you ignore that stuff, you'll probably either get relegated in football or you'll finish last in hockey or in any other sport. You're not remotely close to being in any way viable as a person who has
Ignoring
any fucking clue what you're talking
advanced
about.
I just don't care.
that would be
ridiculous.
That would
It's
be like the
don't care.
management equivalent.
I know you don't care.
Of just saying-
I simply do not
Right,
care.
so a manager is just supposed to say, "Go score more than the other team." That's like the tactic.
That's how you win the game.
Supposed to use.
Yeah.
That's how you win the
So
game. That's how
that's-
you win football.
That's the old school mentality.
Just telling.
It's not even old school. It's just ridiculous.
No, it's how you win
Yeah.
football.
It's absurd.
It's how you win football, lads. Do the
Okay, now I got a
fundamentals
question though.
and score goals. You know,
I got a
enough with this
question,
XG
though.
shit.
This is why I don't like the XG stat, because it's only based on the minutes that you play, and it doesn't go against anything, and it has to do with the chances that are provided in that match, right?
Sure.
It doesn't show that the fact that he can go 5 or 6 matches in a row with no attacking returns.
It
at
also
all.
doesn't show context.
But there are
Will.
other statistics that measure that, guys.
No,
It's-
it doesn't.
Right, but I'm saying, but you gotta apply both statistics. You
Of
can't
course
just
you
throw
do,
out the
and that's what I'm
XG.
saying. Will, I'm not
Yeah.
saying XG is one stat and that we should look at that and that's how you make a decision. You take all of the
Tell that to
statistics
Cody.
together and you apply those statistics. Well, I don't know what happened before I got here, but Marcelo, let me finish. You apply a bunch of different stats to determine what is a good decision based on those statistics, and you still, as Marcelo was saying, determine what the performance was in what you saw. You don't just ignore what you saw. You don't also just assume that the one statistic is the only statistic. That all of those things are absurd. You take everything in its context and you apply them together and say, here's what we know about this situation. This is our best choice, our best action moving forward as to what we should do based on all of these different data points. You take all of it and you combine it and you make a decision. They're all valuable. Not one is useless. Not one is necessarily useful on its own.
Here's a good statistic for you. Since 2014, when Danny Ings started playing in the Premier League, he has scored in. He has not scored in more matches than he scored, and he has spent more time not on the pitch than he has spent on it.
Okay, I mean, and that's one statistic or two statistics.
Yeah.
Combine that with the team that he plays for and the service that he gets and the all of the different other things.
3 of those seasons were at Liverpool. So
Yeah, but how much did he play for Liverpool?
hardly any.
Exactly.
Oh, because he was
it's
injured
not a
all
good.
the
He was
It's not a good
injured though
measurement.
for 2
That's
whole
my
years.
point. It's not a good measurement. So you recognize in that moment that data point isn't useful in the context of determining whether a player is good or not. You have to combine all of them to
I do, but I think that I equate. Maybe this is because my son is in a particular situation, but I equate fitness as an aspect of your ability to be a sportsman.
Yeah.
Especially
I think that's
when
another
it's
data point for sure.
especially when there are ligament muscular injuries.
Look, lads.
Yeah.
Look, I know the basics of statistics. I'm not gonna claim to know fucking all like how to do coding and how to read data and all that shit. Like I had to do it in college. I hated it. I passed with a B. I was happy. And
A B, you got a B. I'm surprised by that, Marcel.
No. Seriously, lad. The professor was
I'm
nice
just
to me.
fucking with you, Marcel.
No. You're not. I literally had to beg that professor for a B. Like I literally had to kiss his ass. But no. Look, for me in football, yes, stats tell some of the story, but when it comes to XG. In my opinion, right? You don't know, how was the ball that the person was giving to you? Did it have some bounce? Did it have too much power? You know what I mean? Was there, did a guy have to make, a run, that was just too much? Was he exhausted? What time in the game was it? You know what I mean? All these things happen, in teams, you notice in the pattern, teams that create more chances actually have a less expected to goal, goal scoring. You look at, City, a lot of those guys, they, quote unquote, some of those players are, not filling up to their XG or whatever the fuck it means,
It's expected goals. It's literally XG is expected goals. It's not like whatever it means. It's pretty obvious what it means.
No, but an expected goal is not as obvious as you always think.
Because there's no multiplier. Like for instance, expected goals counts the same if you're playing West Brom as it does if you're playing Man
how many
City.
minutes is that guy
it's a
playing?
single data point. It's not saying that the single data point is the only one that you look at.
Right.
If you're looking at statistics, you look at all of them together and you make a decision based on that. That's basic science. This is not rocket surgery, folks. It's really, really simple science. It's taking
Rocket surgery.
Yeah, that was intentional. That was intentional, Cody.
He said rocket surgery. Brian's an idiot.
No,
I
that
now
was-
disagree with Brian because he said rocket surgery.
Cody, it was intentional, mate. It was intentional. It's for the people who might not recognize it or see it. The point is that you don't take one data point and one piece of statistics and say this is true or this is not
Right, like
true.
1 season out of 6.
You combine a bunch of things and you
Unless
make a
it proves your
decision.
point.
And
Like
it's
1
not-
good season out of 6.
And it's not always right still. Just because you take all those data points and you get them really close, you can still be wrong. It doesn't like it isn't fucking foolproof. And it isn't like the thing that we should all it isn't
right,
Alistair
fine.
it isn't Alistair Gold. We're not like, oh, he's the fucking man or whatever. It's like sometimes he's wrong. Sometimes data is wrong.
let me
Sometimes
ask-
your
let me ask you this.
interpretation of data is wrong.
Let me ask you this then. Okay, we'll go around. Can you be a shit player and score 22 goals in 1 season in the Premier League? Okay, Brian Ireland.
Yeah, of course you could. Why couldn't you?
There's such a thing as called a one season wonder.
It's
Cody.
there's such a thing as circumstance based on the players
Seriously,
you play with
the best
in the team
best
you're in.
fucking football league in the world, and you're gonna fluke your way into 22
Leicester
fucking goals.
won a title.
Remember a few years ago?
It's
Kane
the
was
same
being
idea.
labeled Kane was being
5,000
labeled
to
a
1
one-season
to
wonder.
win the title, and they did it. So yes,
no one
it's
in the
possible.
Premier League
No, wait,
has
wait,
scored
wait.
more than
Hold
22
on, I can
goals.
tell you why right
Possible.
now.
It's not.
I'm
likely.
looking at every goal he scored in that season. Sheffield United, Bournemouth,
Who are we talking about?
Brighton,
Danny
and
Ings.
Ings,
Oh, Ings. Okay.
Everton, Watford, Norwich, Burnley, Leicester, of course, Dr. Tottenham, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Norwich, Watford, Everton, Wolves, Chelsea, Spurs. He scored more against Spurs than he did any other top 6 side that season.
Is anybody surprised by that?
Brighton. He never scored a goal against Liverpool, or he scored 1 goal against Liverpool at the very second match of the season. Never scored against United. Never scored against City. Never scored against Leicester. Scored once against Chelsea. So yeah, if
Okay.
you're playing the bottom table
Okay.
10 sides and you get
For fuck's
thing
sake,
is-
Cody.
1 to
Ben
2
Pickett-
The
goals.
thing is, if
For
you're going to
fuck's sakes, Cody,
characterize
Ben
a
Pickett
player,
scored 19
if you're
goals.
going to characterize a player as shit, you have to put him in the bottom quarter of
He's
players
not
in
shit.
his position,
He's
right?
not shit.
And that's all I asked.
I don't think he's shit, but I don't think he's that
I
good.
don't want him at Spurs. I don't want Danny Ings, but I don't think he's shit
Why are you defending him then? Like, with your life depends on it, lad. You know what I mean? Like,
because it's just not true that he's shit.
I missed all this for the beginning of this part, but yeah, he's not shit, mate. He's not shit. He's just not necessarily
Gareth
good
Bale
for
shit?
Spurs.
Is Gareth
Right
Bale
now?
shit?
well,
Yeah.
Yes
I mean,
or no?
He's average right now, you know.
Is he shit? Because
I
he
would
hasn't
say
scored
shit.
against anybody better than Southampton this year.
I would say shit.
Look,
I wouldn't say shit. Come on, guys.
Listen, come on.
By shit, I don't mean like
Bale is a
diarrhea.
legend.
I'm talking about like a good shit after you've eaten a bunch of fiber. You know, like the
Right.
brown floaty one.
So XG, a predictive stat, doesn't matter, but the fact that Bale has scored in the past matters in regarding whether or not he's shit.
No,
There's a lot of people this season that would say Bale's shit, right?
Listen,
But I'm saying,
just-
There's a
look,
lot
I
of
just
people who
love-
say that Bale hasn't had enough data to determine whether he's shit because he hasn't played enough, which is another point we should look at before we determine whether a player's shit because he hasn't scored enough. There's a bunch of things to look at. You can't just make a claim based on like a single data point. It's just
right?
ridiculous.
I don't know why that guy is even in the conversation of someone who can replace Harry Kane.
He shouldn't
No,
be. I
no
agree.
one can replace Harry
Nobody's-
Kane. No one's
you
in
need
that
3 players
conversation.
to replace Harry Kane.
No, it was
Let's
in the
be honest.
conversation today. There were people in
Was
the
it?
chat that were getting pissed off at me because I was saying I didn't want Danny Ings at Spurs.
Oh, well,
Because
they're
he's-
idiots.
He is clinical. He's the best. He's the big bad mamma jamma.
He's got more injury problems than Harry Kane does. And
Yeah,
that's saying
no,
a lot.
he missed 3 whole seasons
That's
almost. in
saying
injury.
a lot. I mean, come on.
You
That's-
should call him
that's
Mr.
absurd.
Glass.
1,
How much he
2,
gets injured.
3, 4,
Call
5,
me
6,
Mr.
7,
Glass.
8, 9,
No, look.
10.
I mean,
11.
in my opinion, I'm not that much of a stats guy. I watch the games. I determine if a player is good. I determine if he's bad. I only need about 10 games to determine if a player is good and a player is bad. Honestly, I just watch the game. If he's good, he's good.
Hey,
Bad,
Marcelo,
bad.
can I ask you a
I
question?
don't need to look at stats.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
If you're a statistician and again if you're like a director of football and you
A
look
rocket
at
surgeon.
a rocket surgeon, yeah. you look at statistics, right? You look at statistics and you're trying to determine whether you look at another player from another club in another league, and you're trying to determine whether or not that player is a player that you want on your team.
Absolutely.
What do you think like as that person in that position that you could go to your management, go to the person who's hired you and say, I'm just going to watch him for 10 games?
No, look. But the thing is,
let me finish my analogy. Wait. Let me finish my analogy. Are you going to say like let me watch him for 10 games and then I'm gonna convince you that he's either good or he isn't? Or if you're actually know what the fuck you're doing, you're gonna take that 100% that position and say I'm going to look at it for 10 games, but I'm also going to measure all of these different things to determine whether or not my perception of him is true or not, or whether it's likely true. Not whether it's 100% true, whether it's likely true. You're going to combine all of those things. So to say that like statistics are useless.
I never said it was useless. I said
you did. As I
no. I said XG. No, I said XG. Is
no,
useless.
You said statistics and all that other bullshit.
No, I said XG. I said press resistant. All that bullshit.
It's recorded. It's recorded.
You can go back.
You did not limit your comment to XG.
Look, listen.
You said it was
okay.
useless.
He did mention XG. I don't know what he said after the fact. If he included others and in a later phrase.
Why
his initial phrase.
Get me on there. I got to argue this.
No.
Nonsense, Marcelo.
No, honestly, no.
Anyway,
you misunderstood what I was saying. Obviously, you want to look at tackles. You want to look at you want to look at goals. You want to look at assists. You want to look at
everything because I'm a responsible person who wants to get the best of the players I bring onto my team.
Yeah, Cody.
Everything.
Look, listen. It's for me. I don't need to look at any of that XG bullshit. For me, I think that's all horse crap. I don't like XG.
Why is it horse crap?
Because it's just like
because you don't understand it, Marcelo?
No, it's because it's just like expected goals. You know what I mean?
Explain to me what.
There is
because of Graham Potter. Just admit it's because of Graham Potter.
It is because of Graham Potter.
Marcelo.
But it's also no. Listen. If you want me to answer your question, just listen.
I do, but you're not doing it very well.
Well, you got to let me finish. The thing is. Expected goals. What is he? Do we even have a clear definition of what an expected goal is? Like, is there even a clear definition?
Yes,
I don't think
there is.
What is it? What's the clear definition of an expected goal?
The amount of chances created and the amount of like expected goals based on the amount of chances created. It's relatively simple.
But what is a goal? Like, what is a shot? Right? What is a chance, in your opinion, that you can say 100%? Oh, he should have scored that.
It has to do with where it came from, what part of the box,
position on the pitch.
Okay. Does it look into maybe the goalkeeper's having a good night?
So
you know what I mean? That shit happens.
Marcelo, are you struggling with the fact that wait? Are you struggling with the fact that it's complicated and you don't understand it? Is that the issue?
No. What his point is that if I could steel man his position, what his point is
Please
is
steel
that
man it because I'm trying.
He's saying that because XG is is not based on a conditional basis. It's only based on a possession coming or a shot coming from a particular area on the pitch, which awards it a certain amount of weight in order to get that XG. If you have a goalkeeper who's had like a fabulous night, the XG, because the shots came from that part of the box, could be like 2.0, but the actual goals scored were none.
Also, certain areas, certain
statistics
position
aren't perfect. We know.
No. Certain area, certain position, where the defender is. Whether you need a little bit of curl or not in the ball. You know what I mean? Whether the player has been playing for 10 games straight, he's knackered. You know what I mean? Maybe the pass was too strong. Maybe it was just too fast. Maybe just there's
Marcelo,
too many things for me to look at and say that should have been a goal. He's exceeding his goal limit.
So you're struggling with the fact that there's too many data points and you don't like that. But the bottom line is,
I never said that. I said there's too many factors.
I'm not saying you said that. You just said it. There's too many factors.
Too many factors to determine a clear definition of what an expected goal is.
Let me throw this in here for fact. Cody, what is Danny Ings' XG? Because I never heard it because I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, sorry, I moved on to Timo Werner. I was going to talk about him. Just one sec. Okay, so if we're talking about this season, okay, so he's made 28 appearances. He's played 2,100 minutes and
what's
change.
The XG?
He's got 12 goals from 8.14 XG.
Okay, so it means he scored 4 more times than he should have.
4 more times. He's outperformed his XG at a rate of almost 50%.
That's Harry Kane.
No, no.
No, that's Danny Ings.
So his
Danny Ings.
XG,
Oh, okay.
his XG is 8, and he scored 12.
Yeah.
Okay. What is Son Heung-min's XG versus goal scored?
Bear with me. He's quite clinical.
Of course he's clinical. He's the best. You know what I mean? Sonny, you know, he makes
Sonny
a perfect run.
Sonny has 17 goals from 10.92 XG. He's outperformed his XG by 6.
60%.
Yeah.
So it's a
It's
similar
70%.
ratio. It's a similar ratio given the appearances and minutes.
Well, no, 70 and 50 is a huge difference when you take shots into account.
Right, but I'd put them in the same neighborhood in terms of clinical. Like, okay, so like Harry Kane hasn't outperformed his XG by that amount.
Let me ask you this.
He's underperformed his XG.
Like, yeah, exactly. He's underperformed his XG. But let me ask you this, right? Would you rather take, like this is where for me, like the XG
Harry Kane has
bullshit. No, hold on.
Harry Kane has 22 goals from 21.4 XG.
So let me.
So you're saying Danny Ings is more clinical than Harry Kane?
That's what. Thank you.
That's
Thank
what
you,
I-
Will.
But what do you mean?
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Will.
It's one
No.
statistic,
I want to
dude.
kiss you in the top of your
It's
fucking
one
head.
statistic.
I want to kiss you on top of your fucking head
Fuck
because this
off,
is what I'm
man.
talking about. What do you mean?
Ridiculous.
No, fuck up. No,
It's
not
one
fuck off.
it's one
Not fuck off. This
statistic.
is what I'm talking about stats, about the stupid XG shit. You know, there's other stats
I don't
that
understand
use,
a
but
stat, so it's
no,
stupid.
no.
Basically.
This is what I'm talking about. XG shit. It doesn't tell the whole story.
I
Would you
know.
rather take
I didn't
Danny
say it.
Ings or Gabriel Jesus? I would take Gabriel Jesus any day of the week.
But I'm not going to base my decision on a single data point, like it seems like you're trying to do.
But I mean, we're beating a dead horse here. That
Yeah,
really the argument
clearly.
isn't really
Don't give a fuck
what
about
the point.
XG.
The point was is that for me, that
Danny
guy
Ings
right
is shit.
there
He needs to get the fuck out of here.
is getting nowhere near a Tottenham Hotspur shirt. And people in the chat
But-
earlier today were touting him as though
He's
he
not
was.
shit.
He's close.
No, he's not.
He may not be shit, but he's that piece of toilet paper that's right next to the part that has shit on it.
No, he's not.
Didn't we get Dempsey like in a similar sort of arrangement?
You
Like,
still flush him down the
you know,
toilet.
something?
Mr. K, I saw your face earlier. Can we back to that? It was nice to see your face.
He was at a different location,
how are you, man? Good to see you.
and it's like
Good to see
Hi,
you, man.
Mr. K.
it's like
Listen,
4 o'clock in the
I'm
morning
using
for him.
those crappy headphones. Listen, I'm using those crappy headphones, so if it's not
You
coming
sound
across
fine.
properly, let me know. I'll jump out.
Yeah, you're fine. You're all right.
Okay.
I mean, you sound
Sometimes
like you're in a
it's
tin
just
can,
like-
but there's no background noise, and
Well,
it's the background noise that really makes it work.
I think the stream is having some issue from what I heard.
Why?
I think they're just annoyed with your bullshit, Marcelo. No, I'm kidding.
Bullshit, lad.
I'm joking.
Bullshit,
Fuck.
lad. Do I need to give
Marcelo.
you another football lesson again? Do I
You're
need
gonna
to give
give
you
me a
another
football
football? I'll
lesson.
give you a football lesson.
I think
All right.
American
Let's-
Top is having issues because mine
Let's-
Go
Let's-
ahead, give me a
out
football
here
lesson,
once.
Marcelo.
Marcelo, can I ask you a question?
What is it? Hit it with lad.
Okay, basically, from my understanding, not all goals are equal. You know, some goals they come at the right time.
Exactly, Mr. K.
Some goals
Sometimes
they just
right moment,
happen.
right time. You
You
know,
got 20
luck.
people standing there, and
the
like the
pitch.
ball.
Let him finish, Marcelo, please.
So I was going to ask you the question. You know, when you look at the stats of goals, it doesn't give you a true picture either. So your XG, it doesn't give you a true picture. The actual goals themselves don't give you a true picture. So what does give you a true picture? I mean, we've got to have something to go by, a yardstick or something.
Can I answer that, Mr. K?
Go for it. Anyone, go for it.
All of those data points together give you a truer picture than if you didn't have them at all. It doesn't mean they're 100% true. It means that you have a bunch of things you can look at that help you make a decision on whether a player is going to be good for your team or not. It isn't necessarily going to be perfect, but it's better than nothing. Bottom line, statistics work to an extent, and that's it. Sorry,
Hallelujah.
yeah, it's
No, that
basic
was-
stuff.
that-
I'm just sick of this whole Graham Potter and XG bullshit. to give
Oh,
us.
You just have.
I
you
knew
just,
it was
you just
about
hate,
Graham Potter.
Yeah,
It is.
he just
Absolutely
fucking
is.
hates Harry Potter. That's all he. That's all
Fucking
he
Harry
cares about.
Potter, fucking Ron.
No,
Weasley.
he's Ron Weasley for
You
crying
got
out
me.
loud,
I
not
love
Graham
it.
Potter.
Marcelo,
Look,
I love
no,
it, buddy. I
But
love
here's
it.
look,
Let's
Danny
get my
Ings.
one. Let me get my one.
Cody,
Let's hire a
Cody.
manager because he's exceeding his XG.
Cody,
Let's get
Who gives
Marcelo
a
on there
fuck?
because he doesn't give a shit about statistics at all.
Cody Matt. Cody Matt, how many appearances has Danny Ings had since the 13-14 season?
Spelliamus.
2014-15 appearances. So going back to what the first season when he was with Burnley.
Burnley, yeah.
35, 41, 49, 73.
Doesn't total him at the bottom.
113. So 141.
141, and guess how many he's missed? How many games he's missed due to injury?
6 years times basically. So he's missed like 100 games.
115. So he's missed half of his. He's been
Yeah,
out
he can-
injured half his career.
He can fuck off to the hospital if you ask me.
I never said I wanted Danny Ings. I never
He
said
was-
Why
that.
are you defending him?
Because
ATP.
he's not shit.
He's perfect for us.
I call Raheem Sterling shit.
Okay,
I know
he's a
he's not
fart.
shit, but I call him
Injury
shit.
prone.
He's a fart.
No, he's not a fart.
He's
Who's
a
a
fart.
who's a fart?
Danny Ings. If he's not shit, he's a fart.
Yeah, he's a
A
fart.
fart cannot score 22 goals in a single Premier
lad,
League
lad,
season.
Benteke
I don't give a
scored
fuck if
19
he scored
goals.
22
Benteke
goals
scored
in one
19
game.
goals.
What,
A
10
shit
years ago or
player
something like that?
cannot
Yeah,
score
Benteke
22
scored
goals
19
at the
Premier League
highest
goals.
level of football. It's
Benteke-
impossible. It's
Benteke-
impossible.
Benteke scored 19 goals 10 years ago with Aston Villa. All right, I don't want to hear it.
It was
I think it was
last
with Aston
year.
Villa.
It
Or
was
was it
last
with Liverpool?
year, Marcelo.
Yeah, just
wasn't
ignore
like this is 10
the
years ago.
actual statistics to suit your point. Whatever works for you.
I don't care. Like Danny Ings is not coming to Tottenham Hotspur. He's not good.
You're
enough.
the
not
one
saying I
that said
want
that
him.
goals matter.
not
Danny
that
Ings scored
good.
22 goals. If
Not that
Danny
good.
Ings
So what? He
was
scored-
in
he
the
scored-
Golden
he
Boot
scored
race
4
right
more
now,
goals.
he
He
would
scored-
be joint first.
He scored 4 more goals than he should. Whippy fucking do. Get him the new contract. Sign up 5-year deal. Let's go, baby. You know what I mean? Like.
I don't want
I'm
Danny
done.
Ings at Tottenham. I don't want Danny Ings at Tottenham.
Nobody
All
said
I'm saying
that.
is that Danny Ings is not shit. My definition of a shit player is Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer is a shit player.
But why?
Danny Ings is not.
Why? How is Eric Dyer statistically shit?
He is basically the reason why most of the goals get scored against us this season.
That may be true, but I bet you
statistically.
statistically,
Actually,
his tackles,
statistically,
block shots, and headed clearances are probably in the top percentile of the
it
league.
is.
Yes,
it
but if
actually
you
is.
combine those statistics with his lack of ability to clear a ball and be the cause of us losing games, you weigh the statistics against each other and make a determination. He's shit based on that.
No, but actually,
It's simple stuff,
tackles,
guys.
No, his tackles and his passes completed are actually higher than most of our defenders. You
That
know his
might
long
be
balls.
true.
No, you want another stat? His long balls are actually
So now
technically-
stats matter
No,
to you,
no.
Marcelo.
I'm proving why stats sometimes can be bullshit.
It's got
You know,
hold on.
yeah.
Stop for a second. So people who are watching the stream, you're just gonna have to refresh your screen. I think it's a StreamYard issue that's or a YouTube issue because like our stream here is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's just saying an error occurred. Please try again later. Playback ID. Blah 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 blah. Just hit the refresh button and it'll pop you back in. I'm sorry that it's annoying, but I don't know if I can fix it if it's a YouTube
Internet
issue.
Fix the internet.
But like, what I was trying to say is technically Dyer's long balls are more accurate than Toby's. But if you watch the game, you will know Dyer long balls are usually like to players that are
I can try
and
to
nowhere-
kill the YouTube and restart it if that'll help.
Oh, okay.
Can we just take a little here? Let me remove it here.
Sorry, Marcelo.
Let's see if I can do that. I don't know if I can do this though. If I kill it, will I be able to get back into it? That's the question. If I don't end the broadcast and edit back in and add YouTube, let me see. Let me test this with.
We're trying some stuff, guys.
Okay, so I've started it on Periscope, and that worked.